Welcome to the look ahead for Thursday, the 17th of November, with me, Fiona Cincotta, Senior Market Analyst at City Index. As far as earnings are concerned, we'll be watching Walmart and also Alibaba from China. Then on to the economic calendar. Australian jobs data is in focus once again. I say once again because we had wage growth data from Australia come out today, and it showed the strongest growth in 14 years. So that was at 4%. Now, that sort of level of growth is still relatively contained when we think about comparisons to its global peers, such as the US or in the UK, even, which we saw this week, wage growth of 7.9%. So with that in mind, it does support the idea, I think, that the RBA is likely to keep borrowing costs unchanged in December at 4.35%. Although it is worth noting that there is a 50-50 probability being priced into the market of the RBA raising interest rates by May next year. But as I said, back to what we'll be watching tomorrow, Australian jobs data. Will we get a particularly strong jobs report? If we did, then it might change those expectations for RBA rate hikes. But actually what we're expecting to see is a slight weakness in unemployment, ticking higher to 3.7% from 3.6%, and employment change actually coming in a little bit stronger at 20,000, up from 6,800. Now, if we just have a look about what's going on with the Aussie dollar against the US dollar, I mean, a lot of movement we've seen recently as well has been due to the weakness in the US dollar following this week's weaker than expected US inflation data. Then today, let's not forget, we had PPI, which also came in below expectations, falling 0.5% month on month. And also retail sales fell by 0.1% month on month. But anyway, the chart shows that the Aussie dollar is being capped. It's real struggling to push over that 0.65 level. Now, if we do see a close above that level, then that exposes the 200 SMA, which will be the next target for the Aussie dollar bulls. If we don't manage to get a push above 0.65, I think we could be looked at towards testing the 50 SMA. Just carrying on with what else we'll be watching tomorrow, we've also got US jobs data. Now, as I mentioned, we've seen the cooler inflation so far this week. We've seen a slight weakening in retail sales that fell that 0.1% compared to an upwardly revised 0.9% growth in September. So we are seeing some weakness starting to just come through in US data. Now, jobless claims are expected to continue on that trend with 220,000 claims expected. That's up slightly from 217. I think what will be really interesting to watch as far as jobless claims is concerned will be the continuing claims. We've seen those creeping up now for several weeks. If we do see another increase this week in continuous claims, which is what we're expecting, that will mark an 8th straight week of rising continuous claims, suggesting that Americans that are out of a job are finding it harder to find employment. So that again just points to that weakening in the US labor market. As far as other data that we're expecting to see from the US will be industrial production, which again is supposed to fall just slightly, 0.3%, after climbing 0.4% in the previous month. Again, just perhaps a little bit of weakness coming in there. There will also be plenty of Fed speakers on hand to give their opinions of where the US economy could be heading, and interest rates as well. And also ECB President Christine Lagarde is due to speak. Just going to take this opportunity, though, to have a look at the NASDAQ, which has had a stellar performance so far just over the last few weeks. We've seen an incredible rally of over 13%. So if we just have a look at the chart here, we can see that it's picked up from that 200 SMA and has now rallied to within a breadth of 16,000. That's the high that we saw in July. That's going to be the level that buyers need to break above in order to bring that 16,760 level in to focus, which was last year's high. Just be wary though, that RSI looks like it's teetering on the brink of overbought territory. Any pullback that I think we'll be looking at the 15,600 level, which is the September high, could offer some support. If you like what you've been watching, then please give me a like. And also, if you'd like to see more of these videos, do subscribe. And otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.